I'm gonna say stuff that shocks and amazes the world. No. Why is this so weird? Why is this light backdrop so mysterious right now? I guess the sun's going down or something? No. Say some stuff about a video and then another video that Young Don reacts. This is an interesting brother. Watch him. The first one is Gen Z and millennial moms regret having kids. There's some interesting clips in that. But yeah. It's kind of wild though. I don't know. I guess modern moms, modern women are, you know, they're getting a taste, and now that everybody can post online, they're, especially single moms, they didn't have the ability to do this in the past, but they can post online and vent online instead of just, to their neighbors. So now the world can see. And Americans can see other Americans being like, oh my God, I can't even do this anymore. And it's like, yeah. I know. Life sucks and then you die. But, you'll get through it. It's just raising a kid. And like all of them all of the clips are basically like, I think basically all of them were women, and all of them were about babies to toddlers. So in my opinion, it's all like, you haven't even dealt with teenagers yet. So have fun with that. Because that'll be fun. Don't you remember when you were a teenager? Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was a teenager, and I was pretty well behaved. But some of my friends were not pretty well behaved. So if you think it's bad now, it's going to be a different kind of bad later on. Buckle up. All that said, I'm sure once the crying is done with, you'll collect yourself and you'll be like, that was just me needing to blow off some steam for the most part, for most people, especially for the single moms, because single parent, man, that's gotta be rough, especially in today's world where it's like, I'm a single parent, I'm trying to work and be a single parent, I know from growing up, it was bad in my day because I knew more than one person who was the child of a single parent, and it was not easy for their mom, basically. Moms. It was not easy for their mom. And it wasn't really, they didn't really have, they had the kind of self discipline and stuff. So, it was a different life, but made everything work still. And that was when you could get by on a single income still. It was rough, but you could still get by on a single income pretty well. Now a single income is like, can I get peanuts, please? Because peanuts would be nice. They want to give you peanut shells. I don't think I can eat these. Like, I'm on disability, and it's like, man. I think what I get is a little less than a minimum wage income. And so if I didn't have SNAP, I would be, I know, I mean, because I didn't have SNAP, so I know I would be boned. I budget my shit up pretty amazingly. I mean, it's really down there. I'm a little surprised that I still have enough money to buy a few packs of cigs every month. But it's because I don't buy anything else. And I don't have a kid. Of course, to have a kid, you need somewhere to put your ding dong. So, but yeah, having anyways. Oh man. Anyways, that's what the video is about. And it gets rough. It gets rough. Gen Z, millennials, and the times are getting worse too. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a massive reprieve just over yonder. We probably got at least 2 years before anything decent is coming our way. So yeah. Ramen and potato. Ramen and potatoes. They're your friends. Potatoes mainly because potatoes are kind of the whole package. Let's see what the other video has to offer. Okay, this one's called the Incel to Alt-Right Pipeline. And yes, I am reacting, or I'm commenting on him reacting to videos. So this is, I realize the weirdness or the fractal aspect of this, but whatever. So the Incel to Alt-Right Pipeline so far he's talked some about Nick Fuentes and stuff, and the video he's reacting to has mentioned has referenced this Heil Hitler Gate thing that happened, which first time I heard about that video, I I couldn't get my head around it, and I still can't, and I'm still like, what? And I'm just like, huh? I don't really. If there is some kind of message or art thing going on in there, I didn't really understand it. I don't want to listen to it again to try and figure it out because I don't want to give it another view. So I'm just like, if there is something there, then okay, whatever. But obviously, another segment of this skin color people are always going to like it just because. But Nelly or whoever made it, I don't know. All I know is it was a black guy that did it. Just all right. That just I don't know. It just seems weird that kind of thing would even come into your brain to make that. And then there's this weird ass video of a bunch of people, Andrew Tate among them, and Nick Fuentes among them, in a club, jamming out, dancing to it, whatever. And in a back of a van or something, listening to it again. And I don't know, the van shot gave me a better view of the people without the weird ass club lights. And I just looked at him and I'm like, why is Nick Fuentes there? Like one of these things is not like the other. Basically, as I'm watching it, that's what's going on in my head. Is one of these things is not like the other, and So, anyways, yeah. To be continued. All right. So, little history or backstory, whatever. Before I go on to say what I want to say, I didn't know. I I first heard the word incel like 2, 3 years ago, something like that. And I was like, what the fuck is. I'm starting to hear the word incel now. Like, incel this, incel. What the fuck is it? And I looked it up. Involuntarily celibate when people are talking about throwing this all over the place. What the fuck is this? I'm like, that seems kind of fucked up. And so now and this is not the only thing that I have to look up. I'm bombarded by, well, I wouldn't say bombarded, but every week or something like that, I encounter something online and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? And it's usually something that's been around for kind of a while. And I find myself having to look up. I'm just like, I'm what I would consider too young to have to be like researching shit. And it's just like, well, I don't have any friends, so and I'm not in high school, so I don't have a base or whatever. I don't have a crew to keep me informed on this shit. So it's just like, okay, well, and that's how I found out what an incel was. I'm just like, all right. So now, because of the video, maybe I heard this before. Now I just heard the whole Chads and Stacys, which are apparently the Barbies and Kens of the world. That the incel movement, if you want to call it that, targets or hates or whatever. It's just like, every group seems to have some sort of enemy that it needs to have out there, that it needs to fight and point to as like the oppressor. That enemy is rich people, by the way. Fight them because they're oppressing you. The train's coming, so it's a good time to be continued. And I just saw this diagram of decoding the pill, and then it branched off into black pill, red pill, and blue pill. Now I've heard this whole pill thing a lot, and I tried to like understand what it was when I first started hearing it, and basically now I'm at the point where I'm just like, oh, someone says like, oh, he's been red pill. I'm just like, I let it wash over me like I let trigonometry wash over me. Like I kind of understand it, but I'm just like, yeah, I don't care anymore. Trigonometry, calculus, whatever you want to do. That's how I am with the pill thing. I'm just like, yeah, I don't even like try to, I just like whatever. And then I saw the diagram and I'm like, who the fuck made that? Like, was that made by like a psychiatric institution, or was that made by like a dude in his basement? Who thought this up? Because it's like connect the future or connect something, or like it doesn't have like a stamp. Like, where did this come from? I just want to know. So if somebody watches this video, like, let me know where this came from. I want to know exactly where the fuck this came from, this diagram, if you know what I'm referencing. Let me know where it came from. I want to know if it's in the DSM, the diagnostic and is it diagnostic statistic manual, for psychiatrists. Um, I, I just, because it's just like black pill, red pill, blue pill. Like, they don't know the concept. I just, because I read what each of them are, and I'm like, this just looks like some whatever. To be continued. The train finally passed, by the way. Like, it just now passed. It was a big train, I think. But it's Sunday, so there's going to be like four more. So he was just talking about uh, Nick Fuentes, and he had a Nick Fuentes, and he had a girlfriend, and then it was uh, saying, I really think Nick Fuentes is gay and all this stuff. And he was just like, I think Nick Fuentes is really weird because he just hates on girls. And what's his name? Don? Young Don? Young Don. Young Don was commenting that it's his opinion that even gay guys enjoy the company of women. And he thought, because like I said, he commented that he thinks Nick Fuentes is gay. He thought Nick Fuentes, not his words, but is an anomaly and just hates women. He's just a woman hater, even though he's gay. So that's interesting. I don't know. Maybe I should say this now. No. I may forget it, but I'll hold it to the end. To be continued. Okay, it's just really getting like long, and there's a lot of crap in there, and not really much to comment on. It's just very documentary like, and it's just like, yeah, it's nice. Andrew Tate for like 10 minutes, and now it's like this martyr and some guy that apparently got banned from YouTube. But on the plus side, young Don, his girls just came by and gave him some donuts. So now I want donuts, which I can't really afford. There's two donut shops in this town, and I haven't been able to go to them because I don't really feel like spending money on any food. Money is for bills and cigarettes. And that's it. Nothing else. Oh, and one streaming service a month, max. I get very little luxuries, amenities, whatever you want to call it, in my life. I have to be extremely particular about what I spend it on. And whenever I do quit smoking entirely, then I will have a little bit more. To be continued. Stuck in a basement, sitting on a tricycle, girl, getting on my nerves. Going out of my mind, I thought she was fine. Don't know if her body is hers. And he's talking about Sneeko now, which I don't know who that is, but it's a guy that kind of Andrew Tate, apparently. It's someone else that got banned from YouTube, I guess. So I think there's a underlying theme developing here. It's like, wow, these guys are really, it's like, wow, that. There's kind of only one other way that'll get your ass banned from YouTube. And we know the other way that'll get you banned from YouTube. And it ain't swearing. Well, it ain't a regular amount of swearing. We shall not speak of the other way. But yeah, it's not really getting to anything kind of interesting at this point. So let's just keep watching, see if something interesting happens. Holy crap-tacular-astic. There's this person called Looksmaxing, and I saw like him go like from kind of a normal, I don't know, teenager, let's say 16, 17, 18, to like, I'm buff. And I was like, all right, nothing like really special, but okay. And then it gets to this part where the guy's like rattling off all this shit that he's taking. And it's like testosterone and this and that. And I'm like, what are all these fucking things that you're like taking or injecting? And it's like meth. And I'm like, meth? You're taking meth. You're taking meth. You're taking meth. How can you take meth? And there was other shit. Dude's just like on a bunch of stuff. And it's just like, oh, and yeah, said he does bone smashing in order to make his stuff bigger somehow, something bigger somehow. Okay, so this is crazy. Whatever this kid is doing. Let's see where this goes from here. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of that one. Oh, hmm. I don't know. Should I? I don't know. Since the video is called Incels, am I an incel? Since he was, um, young Don was reacting to a lot of this, and the stuff, it's like a documentary that he was watching. The guy kind of made it sound like incels have to own it, or uh, like you have to check the box on the form yourself. Like, yes, I am a Nazi Party member. So I don't know. I don't think I'm an incel. I think I just get a lot of rejections. Uh, I keep shooting the ball. It just doesn't go. It doesn't want to go in the net. So I mean, whatever. Sometimes that does make me mad. Sometimes that makes me sad, depressed, the entire range of emotions. But most of the time, it just makes me nothing. Because a lot of times I just don't even think about it. So I don't really know how else to comment about it. I don't go online and look for forums, so I don't really know what else to say. And so far, as much as I can remember, I haven't gone on killing sprees. So, all right. Incel? I don't think so. Just a salesman with not a lot of unimpressive record. Non-zero, but also very unimpressive. Tax rich, kneecap the rich, big boobs, big, big boobs.